Are you struggling with brain fog, memory problems, or lack of focus? In this video, I'm going to show you everything you need to know about magnesium threonate, the supplement everyone's talking about for brain health. You absolutely have to know this before you spend another dollar on nootropics. Hey everyone, and welcome to Revitamin. We're going to cover what magnesium threonate really is, how it works, the science behind it, and whether it's actually worth your money. But make sure you stick around until the end because what I reveal about the one critical factor that determines if this supplement will work for you is the game changer that completely transformed my understanding, and I guarantee it will shock you. All right, let's not waste any time. The most important thing you need to know about magnesium threonate, and we're starting with the biggest point right out of the gate, is that it's the only form of magnesium that's been scientifically proven to cross the blood-brain barrier in significant amounts. Let me explain why this is absolutely critical. Your brain has a protective shield called the blood-brain barrier. It's like a bouncer at an exclusive club. It only lets specific substances through. Most magnesium supplements you buy at the store, like magnesium oxide or citrate, are great for your muscles and digestion, but they barely make it into your brain. Magnesium threonate was specifically designed by MIT scientists to solve this exact problem. In studies, it increased brain magnesium levels by 37%. No other form comes close to that number. If you're taking magnesium for brain health and it's not threonate, you're basically throwing money down the drain. Understanding this one fact will save you hundreds of dollars and months of frustration. And if you thought that was eye-opening, wait until you hear what I discovered about the dark side of this supplement that nobody's talking about. The final point we'll cover could completely change whether this is right for you. Okay, let's dive deeper into what magnesium threonate actually does in your brain. Once it crosses that blood-brain barrier, it gets to work on something called synaptic density. Think of synapses as the connection points between your brain cells. The more connections you have and the stronger they are, the better your memory, learning ability, and overall cognitive function. Here's where it gets fascinating. Research published in top neuroscience journals shows that magnesium threonate doesn't just maintain these connections, it actually increases them. In animal studies, older subjects given this supplement showed brain connectivity patterns similar to much younger subjects. We're talking about potentially reversing some aspects of cognitive aging at the cellular level. Now, let's talk about memory specifically, because this is where the research gets really compelling. There have been multiple human clinical trials on magnesium threonate, and the results are remarkable. In one study of adults aged 50 to 70, participants who took magnesium threonate for 12 weeks showed a cognitive age reversal of 9.4 years based on memory testing. That's not marketing hype, that's published scientific data. Their working memory, short-term memory, and long-term memory all showed significant improvements compared to the placebo group.
Anxiety and stress reduction is another area where magnesium threonate shines. Magnesium is nature's chill pill. It regulates your hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, which is basically your stress response system. When you're magnesium deficient, which nearly half of Americans are, your stress response goes into overdrive. By optimizing brain magnesium levels, many people report feeling calmer, more centered, and less reactive to daily stressors. Now let's address focus and attention, because this is huge for anyone working a demanding job or studying. Magnesium threonate supports the prefrontal cortex, which is your brain's executive control center. This is the area responsible for focus, decision-making, and impulse control. Users frequently report being able to concentrate for longer periods without that mental fatigue that usually sets in after a few hours of intense work. Here's something most people don't know. Magnesium threonate may have neuroprotective properties that go beyond just day-to-day cognitive enhancement. Preliminary research suggests it might help protect against age-related cognitive decline and potentially even neurodegenerative conditions. The mechanism involves reducing brain inflammation and oxidative stress, two major factors in brain aging. Now, I have to be clear, this is early-stage research and we need more human studies, but the animal research is incredibly promising. Let's talk dosage, because this is where a lot of people mess up. The clinically studied dose is around 2,000 milligrams of magnesium threonate per day, which provides about 144 milligrams of elemental magnesium. Most products recommend splitting this into 2 doses, one in the afternoon and one before bed. The before bed dose helps with sleep, while the afternoon dose supports daytime cognitive function. Timing matters too. This isn't a supplement where you'll feel a dramatic effect within an hour like you would with caffeine. Magnesium threonate works by gradually optimizing your brain's magnesium levels over time. Most studies show peak benefits emerging after 8 to 12 weeks of consistent use. You might notice some improvements in sleep quality within the first week or two, but the cognitive benefits typically build gradually. And now, let's tackle the second most important thing you need to know: the potential downsides and who should not take magnesium threonate. This is something I see almost everyone ignoring, and it could be sabotaging your results or even causing problems. First, let's talk about side effects. While magnesium threonate is generally well tolerated, some people do experience digestive issues, especially when they first start taking it. We're talking about loose stools, stomach cramps, or mild nausea. This usually happens when people take too much too quickly. The solution? Start with half the recommended dose and gradually work your way up over a week or two. Some users report headaches when they first start taking it. This is often a sign of detoxification or your body adjusting to increased brain magnesium levels. These typically resolve within a few days. If they persist, you might need to reduce your dose. Here's a critical warning. If you have kidney problems, you need to talk to your doctor before taking any magnesium supplement, including threonate. Your kidneys are responsible for filtering out excess magnesium, and if they're not functioning properly, magnesium can build up to dangerous levels. This is serious. Also, magnesium threonate can interact with certain medications, particularly antibiotics, blood pressure medications, and muscle relaxants. It can affect how your body absorbs or processes these drugs. Always check with your healthcare provider if you're on any prescription medications.
Now, let's talk about cost, because this is a legitimate concern. Magnesium threonate is significantly more expensive than other forms of magnesium. You're looking at anywhere from $30 to $60 for a month's supply, compared to maybe $10 for standard magnesium supplements. Is it worth it? If your goal is specifically brain health and cognitive enhancement, the research suggests yes. If you just need magnesium for general health or muscle function, cheaper forms like magnesium glycinate might be a better choice. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. The #1 factor that determines whether magnesium threonate will be a brain miracle or total hype for you personally is this: your baseline magnesium status and your individual biochemistry. Here's what nobody's telling you. If you're already getting plenty of magnesium from your diet and your brain magnesium levels are optimal, magnesium threonate might not do much for you. The most dramatic results occur in people who are magnesium deficient, which, as I mentioned, is about half the population. But here's the problem. You can't easily test brain magnesium levels. Standard blood tests for magnesium are notoriously unreliable because your body tightly regulates blood magnesium levels even when your tissues are deficient. So how do you know if you're deficient? Look for these signs: chronic stress, poor sleep quality, muscle cramps or twitches, brain fog, difficulty concentrating, anxiety, or a diet low in magnesium-rich foods like leafy greens, nuts, seeds, and whole grains. If you check multiple boxes, there's a good chance you're deficient and could see significant benefits from magnesium threonate. But here's the other part of this equation that's absolutely crucial: individual biochemistry. Some people are what we call magnesium wasters. Their bodies don't retain magnesium efficiently due to genetic variations, chronic stress, or certain health conditions. These people often need higher doses or more consistent supplementation to maintain optimal levels. On the flip side, some people are highly efficient at utilizing magnesium and might see results with lower doses. The bottom line? Magnesium threonate has solid science behind it, but it's not a universal miracle pill. For people who are deficient and have cognitive complaints, the research and anecdotal evidence strongly suggest it can be transformative. For people who are already optimal, the benefits might be subtle or negligible. This is why I always recommend giving it a solid 12-week trial at the clinically studied dose before making a final judgment. Track your sleep quality, mental clarity, and memory over that period. That's the only way to know if it's worth it for your unique biology.
Then before we wrap up, if you're looking for a cleaner, more effective way to support your focus, calm, and overall magnesium levels, check out the Magnesium Threonate I mentioned. It's gentle on the stomach, highly absorbable, and one of the few forms designed to cross into the brain, so you actually feel the difference in your clarity and recovery. I've put a link for you down in the description. Take a look, see if it fits your routine, and give it a try.
So there you have it. Everything you need to know about magnesium threonate, the brain-penetrating form of magnesium that's been shown to boost memory, improve sleep, reduce anxiety, and potentially protect against cognitive decline. We covered how it's the only form that significantly crosses the blood-brain barrier, the impressive research behind its cognitive benefits, the proper dosing and timing, the potential side effects and warnings, and most importantly, the critical factor that determines if it'll work for you, your baseline magnesium status and individual biochemistry. Now, I have a question for you. Have you tried magnesium threonate? And if so, what results did you see? Or, if you haven't tried it yet, based on what you learned today, are you going to give it a shot? Be honest and let me know in the comments below. I read every single one, and I love hearing about your experiences with different supplements. If you got massive value from this video, do me a huge favor and hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss the next one.